forces Soul Stealer even much more into the back foot because he can't even farm in his own jungle. But I guess in a sense he did kind of recover a bit because he has his steam boots already completed and he's gonna try to stack out these ancients if I'm not mistaken. Probably gonna have the support coming up from like either the Massive Arms or Revenor there. And yeah, I mean Revenor's just doing a really good job. Gonna actually opt for the Mighty Blade first, so probably gonna look towards Shrunken Head. He could actually just go for the Portal Key after the Mighty Blade. It's just more of like a precaution so that he doesn't get nuked down so easily by things like a Pebbles and such.
Yeah, for sure, and that's it. About 11 minutes in, 3 and 4 in already. And air quality with a slight lead so far. They are, well, they definitely have got a kill lead, and that is something you want to see happen here a little bit more. But as for Team Legion side, the Pebbles is just looking to just exert a lot of pressure in this game already. At top lane, Tier 2 is going to get addressed a little bit there, but not much of a cheap damage still being done. But meanwhile, mid lane, Tidy Maru has been camping this thing for a really long time. He does have a haste rune. Want to see if he's actually going to be ganking, but I think that they are kind of happy right now to not know that there is not much of a presence in the Legion jungle, as in Legion themselves don't have a presence there, and Hellbound completely taking over this part of the map. But the top lane is also being dominated, so it seems like both sides have really traded the jungle perspective there, and it's working out well in favor for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, in my opinion, it's a lot more favorable towards the Legion team. Oh, here we go.
Yep, the Infora bot actually going somewhere there, and it's actually going down south there. Still, down south there is a little bit of the extra water side, so they should know that there is a gang coming in here. And we got an Invisible Fate that is gonna rotate to mid lane, but can it reach in time? No, I don't think so. Nova gonna take the fall for that one there. Meanwhile, the pot's gonna come in the mid lane, Pebbles here as well as Hack. And on the flip side though, it seems like Fate's gonna spot MOA. Might be able to pick up this kill with the Pebbles. Yes! And then Babael goes down. Revenor takes a bit of a beating, but Revenor tries to run away. We're really short. Like, can he do that? That's the question. Here's also the Hack, but Hack doesn't have enough mana for a pursue there. We also got Fate just nicely trying to pursue mana onto the Parasite, but not enough mana for a Burning Shadow. So what exactly is impunity.storm doing there?
Yeah, that was just unfortunate. Fate actually wasted the with the Burning Shadow. Should have been able to pick up a kill for sure, but again missing another one there. Too much of trying for that blind, kind of stun. But at least they do pick up on a couple of kills. They traded, I think, a couple of heroes just for Nova there, so not the worst kind of situation for them. The Bat Blast was used, and that means Emperor was able to pick up on some, assist goal that should help him a bit. Now he's gonna
my god, Tidy Maru gets addressed. Nice kick to the face, and down goes the bubbles. Turtle Soup served up cold.
Yeah, that was just well played there, coming up from the Pebbles and the rest of the team. Like this is why when you have a Pebbles in the early game with a lot of that early snowball advantage, it's just so scary. He actually is opting for a Neophyte's book. Not sure what that's gonna translate to. Is it gonna be like, okay, so he's gonna go for Grim of Power? I 100% don't agree with this because he needs to just get things like Soul's Bulwark and a Shrunken Head so that he can be much more of a factor rather than building up a more farm, because in this kind of game he needs to gank around with Fate.
Yep, and Fate actually is gonna do a little bit extra gank, but by herself, what can he really accomplish there? Bastom needs to be really careful with it. Level 1 Reflection is not the longest of all, so he's actually gonna retreat to the woods there and just hide beside the Ancient. He is gonna serve as a pretty good Ancient camp blocker.
Yeah, if they actually decide to stack that up, but this could mean that it's gonna set up for a very nice gank here. Although I think he did get spotted there by Soul Stealer. Ooh, Parasite just runs right past him, but yeah, it seems like all of the 4 heroes coming up from the 5 from Hellburn team is just gonna translate bottom and try to set up for something, maybe a defense.
Yeah, and that's it. Mid lane, we still have level 9 Bubbles here defending by himself the mid lane there. But look at that! Stalagmite's gonna connect nicely, and seems like Fate's gonna connect also with the Burning Shadow. But nope, yep, there we go. Burning Shadow going down quickly, and a call as well. But is it enough to pick up Bubbles? Yes, Bubbles goes down, but it's gonna be at a really heavy cost. Down goes the Fate as well. And here comes the rest of Team Legion, gonna try and spot on to the Nymphora. VN there is gonna be okay. And VN man actually playing as a support, not a suicide in this game. So definitely a lot of extra team synergy happening here. But Emperor still only level 7, and we are looking forward to his first light brand.
Yep. He is. I think he's recovering. He's still recovering very slow, and that's because the map is not really. I mean, the map control isn't really in their favor, as well as the fact that he has 4 deaths. He died a lot in the early game. Again, I'm very concerned about the light brand pickup on Pebbles over there. It's gonna provide him some farm potential, but like I said, he just needs to farm off the heroes by constantly ganking with his fade. Just two of them should be able to set up for a lot of kills and make sure that they force the Hellburn team to try to rotate and try to make kills onto them, like counter kills, which will just open up much more space for Hag, and then Hag could eventually be more of like that carry presence in the game.
Yeah, for sure, and that's it. You have Pebbles actually with a light brand, and that, like Nestle mentioned, is going to be a bit of a question. So Nox needs to stop being a Nox bringer, and needs to offer different of an item really. Always going for the light, or rather the Dawn bringer, is not going to be the best of moves. But that's a Vagabond leader, which has a Parasite inside, needs to be really careful because Engineer is going to be in his vicinity as well. And Nova now nicely spotting out the Vagabond leader by sidesteps away from the turret. He is going to be okay. Let's say down south here we got Bubbles, Ravenor, and Parasite, plus potentially 2 other members coming as well. Soul Stealer on the flip side, only level 7, and we've Energizer there. He is equally as bad as the Hag.
Yeah, the thing is, I think his GPM is a lot higher. He is, of course, lacking in terms of levels.
Hold that thought. They're gonna actually try and come in here to pick up the kill on the Ravenor. Ravenor goes down. The burst is just really insane. There's also an Infora Pop from Babael, a nice Infora stun. VN is just spot on there today, but here comes also the Parasite. Parasite not opting for the face-up because of a quick energy fill, and that's gonna deter further aggression from the Hellbound team, and in general, Legion team's gonna win that engagement there.
Yeah, really well played by impunity.storm. They earn a lot from that, in my opinion, and that could actually translate towards push bottom. And that was just huge misplays coming out from Hellburn team, and a really good initiation coming out from Hellburn because from Legion, sorry. They picked off Revenor, Bat Blast was used. They had to blast. I mean, not blast. They had to use everything to quickly make sure that he was gonna be out of line in this game so that he can't do anything. Because he died there. It was easy pickings for the Bubbles and the rest of the other teammates had they tried to go in. But yeah, of course, in my opinion, Bubbles kind of overextended. In a sense, they didn't have a ward behind in the jungle there, so they didn't really have all the means to just push out a lane without any vision. So they should have been a little bit more careful in that kind of sense. And of course, you also have to be wary of the Nymphora Pebbles combination. It's just so damn good.
Yep, and that's the case. That's it. Actually going to use this opportunity here to nicely try and address the crowd because we have a pretty interesting coverage here. And yep, there we go. Life bracket's going to be up. So there is a little bit of a slight change here. Previously, we said Imperial Sub's not going to make it because they made the Grand Final Qualifier only 6 spot, and that's all the way from 3rd place all the way to the 8th place there. But that said, because of a little bit of a recent change, it's only going to be a single elimination kind of a format. We have with us the Life Bracket. There we go, and Life Bracket, it is going to be Air Quality versus Impunity Storm. Other parallel matches are happening as well, and that's Shitbricks versus DCES, Impunity versus Fungor, and AMQ versus Fan 5, and all of which is going to be a best of 3. So today, there is going to be only 4 teams that is still going to be standing towards this race to meet both either S2Y or Turtle Masters, and of which the winner of everything else is going to proceed to HoN Tour Southeast Asia's Grand Finals, where RG Sports as well as Neocean MRR are already there winning. That's a game is actually going to resume here, and back we go.
Yep. I mean, like you guys mentioned over there about that, the whole everything is online because it is single elimination. You lose here, you lose your chance at going to the grand finals, and you definitely don't want to lose out on such a good opportunity. They're gonna go ahead and push bottom here right now for this Legion team, which is very, very nice for them. Not much of a defense that can be put up by this Hellburn team. They need to be careful. They're parting in right now. The Shrunken Head is on Revenor, but he needs to be wary if he wants to jump.
Ball Lightning connects on Fate. Fate needs to be really careful. But here comes Revenor. Revenor with the Stormblades already activated. It's going to be a date. Fate really. Fate not sure what she's doing, just standing there. But that's a Team Legion's going to try and bail out here. There's a Shrunken Head at Revenor, like I nicely mentioned. Shining, very gold as well. And that's it. Team Hellbound also going to pull back here. And in general, all the tier 1 of the Hellbound base is already knocked off except for the mid lane. And that is the only tier 1 that's still standing. So a little bit extra goldie for Team Impunity Storm, and Impunity Storm looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, they have a good gold lead now and the XP advantage. They're slowly getting back the traction that they needed. Hag slowly getting up back his farm as well, which is very, very good. They're constantly using the effectiveness of the Pebbles and Infora combination. And I guess in this kind of sense, Pebbles, because he had that very, very good early game aggression and snowball advantage, going that Grimrock power means he's going to output a lot of damage in his combo. But the thing is, he still won't be more of like that right-click auto attack machine he wants to be. I still think it would be a lot more better if he just gone for things like a Soul's Bulwark and all that kind of jazz. But I guess the Grimmer in this kind of situation isn't as bad. But of course, it will the item itself will kind of die off a bit later on when there's a lot of other items you can actually just pick up instead.
Yeah, for sure, and the damage there is not going to be a lot unless, of course, he goes for the Staff of the Master and just compound them with a nice little triple slam dunk. Want to see how that's going to work out from Nox's point of view, but in general, that's going to take a little bit of a time here. So that's it, 18 minutes already up in this game, and 80-7, about 3k gold for Team Legion. Legion looking pretty good, like I mentioned before, whereas for Hellbound Team Air Quality, someone just lost traction because Revenor 3-1-1, whereas for Nox 5-0-2. So if you're looking at a Battle of the Suicides, then yes, and again, look at an Infor pop, but a miss, telling myself, that is Soul Burst being used. It seems like Soulster is actually trying to turn this around, but he's in fact just a little bit more concerned with his own safety there. And Nox, man, a little bit of a misplay there.
Yeah, that was, in my opinion, they should have been able to pick up the kill. It's unfortunate for them that that happened, but they at least get the tier 1 in middle lane, and that was actually just pushed in by creeps. I'm surprised that rAq didn't. Oh.
Yeah, Burning Shadow straight off from Reflection, and here comes also the Pebbles again. And then Forestun actually gonna miss, but Ravenor is not gonna have to worry about that one because he's already dead. And 9-7 here. And you know, Frankenstein's Pebbles, man, ganking all across the map. Nox and VN Sensation showing the rest of Southeast Asia how this is really done.
Yep, and now Fade has Portal Key as well, so that's really good for him because now he's gonna be jumping in as well and doing all the crazy stunts that Pebbles is doing himself. And like Hag, again, he's just really quiet, but he is slowly picking up on some GPM. 200 GPM right now, 50 behind from Soul Stealer, but of course, like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot better to beat the Hag rather than the Soul Stealer over there. And mid lane, I think this is set up for a V to be a huge kill. Here we go.
Yep, Bubble sticks a bit of a beating. Tiny Maru, in fact, is going to be slightly threatened here, but still no extra support coming from the rest of Legion team, so there is not going to be a way they can pick up this kill. But here comes the Hag, and maybe with the Bad Blast and his Sonar Scream. Go pick up the kill, but the takeover is always available for use there. So even Panzer Armor going to be activated here from the MOA. And in general, I mean, so far we saw how Pebbles and Infor was jumping all across the map, man. They are like everywhere. And that itself provides a little bit extra fear factor for Team Hellbound.
Yeah, but the thing is, I would like to see them place a little bit more offensive wards so that it makes it easier for them to gank. And about the Bad Blast there, that's kind of questionable. I think he should have, I mean, Emp should have known that, you know, beforehand that there's always that takeover to be wary about. I guess he just wanted to make sure that he could just quickly try to pick up the kill, but unfortunately not going to do so. But he is very close to picking up his Lightbringer. In fact, he can actually pick it up right now. That will boost his ability to farm even much more faster. As soon as he picks up the Grimmer Power, he's gonna start being very scary in this game.
He is, and that's it. We have Pebbles taking a bit of a beating at the Ancient spot, but he's going to be okay. And that's it. Phantom, Nox, and VN Sensation, man. When are they going to put for another gang? I want to see VN just hit about level 11 so he can bring Fate along as well and just share the party gang.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, exactly. I mean, always having that extra level into the teleport ultimate, it's just so good. I just really hope that they're able to get that soon. It's gonna be a while before that actually does happen though, because he's only level 8. The thing is, at least he is more of like that secondary support in that kind of sense. Shrunken Head, by the way, already finished on Nox, man. He's farming at 600 gold per minute. That is insane. That is a lot more as compared to every single person on this Hellburn lineup.
Yeah, man, that is in fact about slightly less than double of that of Revenor. Revenor is not looking to be doing good at his own pace as well, but he is pretty respectable. The only problem is that I don't see how he can really pick up a kill on Nox now that Nox has got a shrunk there as well. Don't forget, most of Revenor's damage are all in fact magical. And yes, his ulti is superior magic, but that doesn't really matter because Stormblades is the main bulk of the damage Revenor deals there, and if it doesn't go on to the well, the Pebbles, then there is not going to be extra damage there as well. That said, I do believe that Legion team actually is still going to go somewhere, and Infor actually going to just land a nice little teleport pod ward there at the top part of this, as in bottom part of this map, but on top of the hill there, so she is going to be okay, nicely potting away as well. And like I mentioned before, about 8k gold lead already for Team Legion. Legion is in full control of this game here, looking to win game 1.
Yeah, I mean, by all means, they can definitely win this. They just need to make sure that they keep getting more farm on Hag. Hag already has that light brand already completed, so he's gonna start, you know, shining light on all these the diamonds here coming from Hellborn side. But Nymphora, VN Sensation, he doesn't have any other items besides the Steam Boots and the Mystic Vestments and the Power Supply. Most probably gonna see him try to pick up on a push book because that would be very good. But at the same time, Rivenor just does pick up his Portal Key, so that could be a lot more scarier for this Legion team because now he has the initiation on top of that Shrunken Head.
And Bestom now actually going to try and get in the mid lane there. Nice reflection, and all the other skills just nicely unleashed onto Bubbles. Bubbles, Tidy Maru takes a bit of a beating, but Tidy Maru is going to be okay. And we also got an invisible Soul Stealer, man, in Invisibility Rune.
Yeah, he's just trying to look for a gank if he can, but I don't think it's gonna be that possible because he's only... Okay, wait, maybe it could be a possibility since he's level 11. Soulburst's gonna do a lot if he just stands on top of you. But there are a couple of, word revelations all across the map, so if he does try to walk towards that top lane, he could potentially be spotted by this Nymphora as well as this Pebbles. But then again, it seems like he's just gonna go back to base and heal up and probably farm at the top lane and get that shrunken head, which is very, very close to getting.
That said, Emperor with the light brain now Brady looking for the Grimoire power is actually having a little bit of a catch-up here moment. He is about 245 GPM in and needs a little bit extra fun, but he should be able to get it down south here. There's also a little bit of the pain train coming in from Hellbourne side. We have got the Bubbles, the MOA, as well as the Parasite just roaming about a little bit down south, and they might want to just pick up the skill on Retro Tag, which is going to be really possible with Parasite's face out there. And yep, they are going to rotate down here, so what are we going to see is a 4-man rape gang here. It's just like a little bit of a questionable kind of a route, but Emperor for sure is going to play very safe. So this time around he is pretty much well aware of what's going on. It could be also because of the ward of sight there. Not sure if it is actually in vision of the gang.
Which ward of sight are you talking about?
By tier 2 down south.
You mean the one placed by VN Sensation?
Yeah, of course, that one.
Yeah, yeah,
think,
that's definitely spotting out a lot of the people that are trying to rotate bot, and that's just next to the tower, so they know when ports are coming in, which is really good for Emperor because now it just means that okay, seems like they gotta try to set up for a defense bot. Well, I can screw that and probably just go jungle and continue farming, and they can't really do anything because that's just the way the hero works. And Engineer has portal key as well, so
yeah.
again, this is just getting out of hand. For I don't know what you want to call them, air quality now, because impunity.storm is slowly getting the items that they need for team fights.
Yep, they are, and that's a wanna see hack with the Grimoire power, and that should be just the nice little bell call for Team Legion to try and initiate on the push there. But with Nova's portal key, that's a pretty sneaky portal key. I don't think that Hellbourne team knows about that one just yet, and even if they do, they should not be expecting it to just be the main initiation engagement route there. So that's it. There is a ward of rev down sub by Ray, and that's gonna spot out Bestom. Bestom actually is just gonna hide around bottom lane a little bit, but Hack needs to be really careful because there is a portal key on Revenor. So if Revenor goes in, there is no way the Hack can run away. There goes ball lightning, and it seems like Fresh with Darkness not even gonna be used there. And down goes the Hack, but here comes Nova a little bit too late. But there's also the Nymphora part from behind, and from behind is impunity.storm's Nox. He's just gonna smash his head into the Soul Stealer, but the Soul Burst picks up Nymphora, and that's gonna go down because it's not a fat Nymphora and not fair enough to take up the damage. Revenor deals a lot of damage, and this is gonna be a hell of a nightmare for impunity. They are gonna try and back away there. They didn't get anything done at all.
Yeah, are we gonna? Okay, no. Yeah, that in my opinion was just too much overextension coming out from them. They should have known. Okay, I guess in a sense they didn't. They weren't really aware that the Shrunken Head was already completed in Soul Stealer. They overextended so much because they ported behind, and the rest of the Hellburn team was already prepared for that. And you can't have your Hag getting jumped like that because it's so fragile, and there's a Shrunken Head on Revenor, so any chances of stunning him after that follow-up from him is almost non-existent, so you're definitely going to get your Hag killed. And the fact that, Soul Stealer just used the Soul Burst when both the heroes were just next to him, couldn't do much. Nymphora tried to land stun, but he was already golden form, so can't do anything once you're in your Goku mode.
Yeah, exactly. Goku mood there. In general, Legion team just nicely threw away a little bit of the goal lead that they had, but now they're still standing about 5.9k goal lead. Looking into this game, 9 and 10 in, they are starting to lose the kill lead as well. But that is generally because of a slow pot by Nymphora. It's not really Nymphora's effort there, but in fact that they got caught, and you don't want to take a team fight where the kind of situation happens. And Nova, of course, he just jumped there with the energy field. That, in any sense, is a pretty good catch, but because of his slow backup by the rest of the members, it wasn't really well orchestrated. So you want to see that kind of stuff happen, and you want to see that you are ready to just poof off the game before you go in. If it's a reactionary kind of a basis, then you don't expect to turn it around too quickly. And like I nicely mentioned, the Soul Stealer with the Shrunken Head, that was a big win there for air quality. That's the air quality by themselves, a little bit of space back into this game, but can they milk it up enough to pick up the kill on Nox? Nox in the previous engagement did not die, and that's a Pebbles at 6-0 and 2 with about 3.7k gold in the bank, standing about 600 GPM. He needs to die. Somebody need to kill Frankenstein, like a new movie, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they could have picked up a kill on him. Wow, I think he just finished demonic breastplate, either that or he just bought the components. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it was kind of a misplay from air quality, especially from Parasite, because he already jumped inside the Hell Cannon. He could have just easily auto-attacked onto the Pebbles to cancel out his portal key. So a little bit of a misplay on their part. They would have been able to pick up the kill, in my opinion, because portal key was slowly gonna get off cooldown for Revnar from if I think so. Not too sure about that. Didn't get a look at that, but yeah, I mean Revnar is just really really strong, and also don't forget the fact that Revnar actually just picked up a ice brand. I guess it's in this kind of situation. He just doesn't want to get kited down by members coming from this Legion team, but I still prefer things like in Sanitarius. That would be so much more better for Revenant to output even much more damage when he jumps in.
For sure, it's only gonna get really disgusting if it's yet another Dawnbringer. And I don't want to see that kind of item pick up on Revenant still, because there is gonna be, like I mentioned, a lot of other items that are just a lot more effective. That said, we are looking at a little bit of the gank coming from the Fate. Fate being played by Bastom is doing a pretty good job so far, but not enough ganks in general. 1, 3, and 4. Also, it doesn't seem like he's gonna go for the Codex Rod as well, so that means that there will not be too much of a burst potential from Team Legion to nicely hammer on Team Hellbourne. So Hellbourne team and Air Quality is having the extra space that they need in this game, and if Soul Stealer gets the item that he needs as well, this could actually work out really bad for Team Legion, seeing as to how they're only so hard carry, and rather is a semi, you can say, 3/4 carry. Emperor playing as the Ratchet Hack is not doing so well.
Yeah, Emperor really needs to buck up his game if he wants to do a bunch of damage in this match over here. He definitely needs the Shrunken hit so quickly. He at least has the Grim of Power, so that's really really good for him. Fade is also looking towards trying to get his Shrunken hit up. As soon as Fade gets that, it's gonna be a lot more easier for their team fights to go smoothly, because it's gonna cancel out of spells coming from Revnor, Parasite, Master of Arms. I mean, you still get silence from the face hug from Parasite, but that just means he's gonna be forced to use that ultimately in the end. Bubbles doesn't have a portal key, so they don't need to worry too much about his initiation. Soul Stealer is, I think.
Oh, again, Hack, look at that! What the hell is he doing there? There goes the nice little Codex, and it's gonna be enough to pick up the kill. Guy Guthrie is gonna really own Emperor in this game. And you should not be doing that, man, Hack. That is complete overextension.
Yeah, in my opinion, like, just getting caught out like that, you do not want to have that happen. Especially when you just, recently got back a bit of your gold advantage. She's 0-6 and 2, as compared to Nox, who is 6-0 and 2 right now. So, hopefully he can kind of find some traction a bit, like, just not get caught out like that. They need a little bit more wards if he wants to be playing that kind of offensively and that kind of risky play. Unless he just wants to continue farming in the jungle. But yeah, look at this now, they're gonna go for Kong. But I definitely think there is vision here. Here we go.
For sure, and here comes the nice little extra gang effort, but definitely Fate's gonna be in this vicinity. He gets silenced though, and Fate, a lot of trouble. Fate goes down. Codex is ultimately very effective, and I think that Parasite just taught Fate that.
Yeah, I mean, the problem there was...
Oh, but Nox is still gonna be able to just salvage him a little bit. So yep, Alferi will take the fall, but Alferi is just a MOA, and that's not gonna be very effective. But back to the point, Lark.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it just was really unlucky for Fate, because he got silenced the second he went out. That was mainly because I think Bubbles just wasn't... Like, he was just on the ball with that, Song of the Sea. Either that or he just kind of was like trying to spam that out so that he would be fine, but yeah, because of that, it kind of screwed up the stun that was supposed to come up from Fade over there, and that kind of ultimately led to the win and the kill onto Fade. But of course, in the end, they still pick up MOA, but it's not the best trade at all.
Of course it's not. That's a 10 and 12 here, and it's the grand final qualifier here. Round number 1 and game 1, in fact, between impunity.storm as well as Air Quality. But Air Quality, after a little bit of a rocky start so far, they had a pretty good time down south against Emperor. But Emperor is no man, it's well by himself, not a team. So he is, of course, a part of that team there. But even if he gets addressed, there's still other members to be worried about. That said, already completed with the Demonic Breastplate is the Frankenstein Pebbles being played by Nox. And Nox is just looking really beefy right now. And the only thing about this alternate avatar is that the bigger he grows, the more disgusting he looks.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't like it when he reaches that level 16. It looks so... It doesn't look as cool when he's like, level 11.
Yeah.
And
I prefer the level 1 one where, it's just like walking around skinny and all.
Yeah, this one is too much in my opinion. This is way too buff.
Too much protein, man. This is what I mean by guys don't take protein shakes. It's not good at all.
Yep. Anyways, Engineer until now doesn't have any other items yet. I definitely think they are probably gonna pick up a Bound Eye soon enough to start dewarding when they run around. Fade is gonna use the invisibility again. He has the double damage on top of that. but I think he's gonna be spotted out. He needs to be a little bit careful because Hellburn team is just constantly placing Word of Revelations.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, they don't have any just yet in the vicinity. By the way, Pebbles just finished his demonic breastplate and is sitting on 2.6k gold, so he's looking towards building much more of right-click auto attack. So I definitely think things like a I don't know, like even in my opinion, I just like going like if you're going, the kind of like right-click auto attack Pebbles. Go for things like Elder Parasite and even a Brutalizer, or if you want even much more, just go for like a Savage Mace.
Yeah, for sure. And in general, you want to see the pebbles. I mean, myself, I'm a little bit of a different kind of a pebbles. I'm the pebbles that likes the triple slam down there. So I want to see the stuff with the master as well. But in this game, don't see how it's really gonna put forth a lot of extra damage. Of course, with Grimoire power, the skills just nicely stacked up there. But is it gonna be able to win them the game? That's gonna be an entirely different question. That's it. Yeah, he's actually gonna drop the Grimoire for a little bit increased mana regeneration from the Nymphora. That is pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of small plays that you can do there to further extend the proficiency of that spell. But yeah, Hellburn team is just trying to do their best of constantly dewarding. They finally dewarded out the ancients, so now they're gonna be able to work with that again. They were losing a lot of gold from that pocket over there because it was actually warded out. Soul Stealer is gonna get his Geometer's Bane very very soon. He only needs like 700 more, but I don't think he has the luxury of farming outside of the base right now because he can get insta-gibbed by Pebbles and maybe even a Fade if he's in the vicinity. The aggression has died down a lot, and it's just gone back to more of that passive farming state. But because of that, I think it gives much more of an advantage towards Legion lineup.
Yep, and that's a 10k gold lead already for Legion lineup here, and still Emperor needs to be really careful. He got caught twice down south. You don't want to be, constantly caught out here. And that's it. Emperor still with just only the Grimoire power. It's not going to be enough to push down this team right now. They know that. They are just going to wait for Emperor to just finish up the Shrunken Head. That's going to help him survive a lot against the Revenor.
Yeah, I mean Revenor just outputs a lot of damage, and the thing is like Revenor, it's like Revenor's the reason he's picked up so much is just that he's such a good counter towards Shrunken Heads because his power overwhelming just turns his extra damage into but actually basically turns his auto attacks into superior magic damage. So it always goes through and adds that added extra bit of damage that he gets from power overwhelming. So it's just a really really awesome skill to burst down heroes. Well, not burst down, but slowly cut down heroes just by auto attacking them, and that's the reason why he's kind of like picked up a lot more often than not in the international HoN scene and in fact here in Southeast Asia. So just one of the reasons there. Fade is looking still to finish and complete up that Shrunken Head. He hasn't been able to get up much gold because of the fact that he wasn't farming. He's just constantly roaming the map, which he has to do. If not, you know, not being able to put constant harass onto the team, onto the Hellburn's team, just means they'll be farming, free and easy, not worrying. Yeah, you know what? They got a Fade, but he's not gonna gank us because he's too busy farming up his Shrunken Head. So finally, it's gonna come to the point now where Fade is trying to farm that up. Pebbles now with almost gonna be somewhat 5k gold in the bank. I have no clue what his item is gonna be.
Yeah, neither do I have any idea as well. I mean, he definitely can save for buyback, and that's gonna be mainly the main reason why he's gonna save for those gold there in the bank. But like I nicely mentioned, ganks is just gonna be so important in this game from Team Legion especially because they have a really gang-oriented kind of a lineup, and the GPM of this game, I mean ganks per minute of this game is just really dropping there. Look at that, 12, a total of 22 kills in 37 minutes. That's less than about 1 kill per minute. You don't want to see this kind of a game from Legion's perspective for sure. That said, I would want to see them nicely try and put for a little bit extra pressure. And one thing to note really is that the Nymphora Pebble gang actually died there. Nymphora now is level 11, but there is no 2 or 3 man gang that was happening. I guess it's also due to credit previously in the last 2 or 3 gangs they kind of failed a little bit there. And they need to know that the main reason for failing is not because the gangs themselves failed, but because they were reactionary based. They need to be the one that are creating the gangs. So they need to be the one that group together and start putting forth those kind of gangs. But that is not what they're doing right now. They're just passively farming. And in terms of a farming kind of a game, yeah, I think ImpunityStorm can still have the lead. But Help on team is just nicely going to try and catch up here. And look at that. Geometer's been already completed on the Soul Stealer. And as time goes by, this is going to be a Soul Stealer that can only snowball forward. because there's no way he can snowball backward in this kind of game. But that's he is gonna have to snowball more and more. And once he hits that, he's now already level 16. That's a level 3 soul burst, and that is about, I think, 40 souls nicely completed already, and that's gonna deal a lot of damage. And if this goes on, if it doesn't die, he will have the same amount of soul, and he will be dealing even more damage.
Yeah, I mean he's already dealing a lot of damage in auto attacks, 200 damage per auto attack, 200-ish. So he's doing a lot already for his team. And the fact is, the reason why the aggression did kind of die down.
Oh, again, Emperor, my god, you gotta be really careful there, but that's it. Here comes the ball lightning, and Emperor is gonna be saved this time. Yes, man, look at that. The Mighty Blade saves all. And here comes Nova. Is he gonna jump in prematurely with a energy fill? That's the question. It could be possible because Fate is already in the vicinity, but Nova is hesitating a little bit too much there. A nice line stun hitting both members from the Hellborn team. But here comes Ravenor. Ball lightning is not gonna connect there, and this is gonna be an opportunity, man. But where is Nova? Nova not jumping here. Shrunken already used on Soul Stealer. They're gonna have to force themselves to pull back right now. Nova has still got to jump. He's still gonna wait for it a little bit longer here, and that's it. There is going to be illusions from the Soul Stealer, nicely knocking on the member that really matters, and that is just Nova there with the nice portal key. So that is great gameplay by the Soul Stealer. You're going to have to give him that. He nicely knows that Nova can jump in, and he just cancels out the portal key.
Yeah, and the fact is, they had that ward of sight being placed by Aphray, so because of that, they had the presence of mind to, oh, okay, this guy's gonna be here. Oh, okay, yeah, the guy's probably gonna jump on my ass and kill me, but because of that ward that was over there to spot them out, it made them actually get out of there without any issues, and that looked very, very scary for Hag. Almost about to die there. He really, really needs that shrunken head so that he can't, be picked off that easily. But of course, if he still gets jumped by the Revenor, we know with the amount of stun lockdowns and silences that they have in Hellborn team, if they just go all in for Hag, they by all means can still kill him even if he has the shrunken head.
Yeah, there is the subtle overconfidence in the Revenor pick up the kill on Hag. Hag this time around, man. Look at that, Mighty Blade saved his life. And this is where Larcms preach about his overwhelming, point that you need to buy Shrunken Head bit by bit. You can't buy it one shot. It's not advisable.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, like in this kind of situation, the reason why he's holding out on that gold is he's so afraid of maybe just getting bursted down. They take a team fight, and then he doesn't have money for buybacks and a quick port to the bottom tower, or maybe even the mid and the top. So I guess it's still okay in that kind of situation. But of course, I just feel like it is coming to a point where he really needs to just quickly purchase those items so that he can be more active in team fights and start doing a little bit more for his team when shit's going down, like with a gangs happening somewhere across the map. I would definitely like to see Fate pick up on maybe maybe even like a what's the item called on Culture Sheepstick, or even a puzzle box. I think that would be pretty damn good against the Hellbird's light up. You can burn the mana really nicely over there. Be very annoying with those creeps. And the creep does true damage, by the way, so let's just say the creeps are on the ass of Soul Stealer. He uses Soul Burst, he kills the creep, he takes a lot of damage himself, makes it easier for them to kind of burst him down. I would like to see Pebbles pick up on more items. He actually goes for a straight up demonic breastplate. Not sure how effective that's gonna be, because yeah, he's hitting at 300 damage per second, but I think I would have preferred things like maybe even Health Flower, just to have even much more extra item lockdown on heroes like Soul Stealer and Revenor when he jumps in. I think Health Flower would have translated a little bit more better in that opinion, because it adds more attack speed, more damage, and allows him to lock down items. And then after that, he could even purchase things like Savage Maze, Frostwolf Skull, maybe even sell the Grimoire of Power, get something else so it can be more of that right-click presence.
Yep, and that's a 15k goal lead already for Team Legion. Legion team is just ahead in this game, really. And with that, look at that, it's not a Staff of the Master. It is also not a Brutalizer. No, it's just a straight up symbol of rage. This guy's really angry.
Yeah, he's so mad, but is the life still gonna be enough?
Oh, is he gonna be in time for the pot? Yes, he is. And that's it. They're actually gonna be able to defend his top lane here. The jump already is on the Hag, but here comes. Where is Nux? There we go. And he's actually going to miss the Stellar Mage. A little bit too slow there, but that's it. Pebbles is going to be okay. He's just so tanky there. He does have the symbol of rage. But Nova, though, catches the bubbles behind, and the Sober is completely missing everyone there. And not really sure what the guy is doing. He's just completely drunk. And we have Hag actually going to pop the Babblast only on Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer a little bit of trouble there. But Ravenor is going to take more of the melee blows coming in from Nux. Nux going to slap his face. And down goes the Gussie guy, Revnor, and that's going to be pretty good. But meanwhile, Alfieri is going to take the fall as well, and it seems like the Chuck is going to connect. And there goes a pretty big engagement for Team Impunity Storm. And down goes most members from Air Quality. Tidy Maru, man, is going to try and cheekily pot away, but he's not going to have that done. Emperor picks up a double tap. That being said, the only member that will survive the entire fight or onslaught is I Beautiful, and that is the Parasite.
Yeah, that was a really good team fight actually for Legion team, and that was because Hag, guess what? He got a shrunken head. He was like standing in team fight, just auto attacking, being the right click auto attack machine he is, and not to forget that that was just some really good plays there coming up from Nova as well and the rest of his teammates. Bastom as well, of course, doing a lot of work there. Unfortunately, Bastom, he didn't try his luck there with the blind stun onto the Parasite, that's why it wasn't a genocide, but nevertheless, they're gonna get the rAqs here, and that's really good for Impunity.
Yeah, that's gonna be really good. That's it. It seems like the range and melee already addressed there, and they are gonna pull back 23k gold lead in favor of Impunity Storm. Impunity Storm is set to win his first game here, but Air Quality is just holding on by a really thin thread. There is not even a rope, it's a thread. It's a thread of hope, but can they hold on longer? That's the question. The kills doesn't show the lead, really. It is the goal because most of the towers are already addressed, and it's disgusting to know that top lane still, the tier 1 is still standing, same as with the mid lane, only bottom lane tier 1 addressed, and that is the main reason why Air Quality is so far back, because they don't have any towers pushed yet.
Yeah, and it's hurting them a lot in terms of trying to set up ganks, because they can't put more wards there, they can't really have the luxury of diving someone without having, you know, 4-man ports happen into the mid lane, I mean at tower, so that's just kind of the issue now for Hellburn team, but I just feel like it's just come to a point where they can't really do much, and like I said earlier before, the draft just doesn't really make as much of a impact in my opinion, like of a good, you know, team fight impact in that kind of situation. I think Fade is gonna go for a Hellflower over here, and I think that's probably the best item that he can get other than a Culture Sheep Stick, but there is now a Storm Spirit that is going to be completed in Bubble, so that could be kind of an issue for them.
Yeah, and Soul Stealer has been completely confused in this game. My god. I mean, Soul Burst, not once was he on target. The only one that really mattered was when he was trying to boof off live with veterans and playing kind of a big bully situation up against the Pebbles gang way earlier in this game. But other than that, no Soul Burst was really that good. And it could also be because Bubbles and him was just not communicating. He doesn't have much initiation. Do know he does have the Energizer, yes, but no Assassin Shroud. Also, no Portal Key. Not sure what this guy wants, really. There's no Keeper of the Forestman, so there's no real reason why he wants to go for the Jominous Vein as well as the Shrunken Head.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like it just comes to, I mean, it's just the fact that at this stage of this game, like it's getting very late already, and you have your Hag. I mean, you have the enemy's Hag as well as the Pebbles, who's like super farm. Pebbles can probably purchase another item again. Could even be the Doombringer, you know? I would like to see a YOLO Bringer coming out from Pebbles over there.
600 damage, one slap to the face. Ooh, that's gonna be one painful slap. But it's slow though, and it doesn't hit fast, but he does have Demonic Breastplate to boost the attack damage, and rather XP.
Yeah, exactly, and the thing is they're gonna get Kong. If they try to engage here, they could most probably lose. Oh yeah, here we go.
Baonai already up there onto Revenant. Revenant looking to jump. Can he jump off the plank? Is he gonna jump today? No, because there's gonna be Soul Stealer from behind. Soul Stealer is a little bit confused. The Kong is still not down yet. What the hell is this guy doing? Man, the ape's not done! But that's a behind enemy line. Fate also Bastom doing a lot of work. And look at that Soul Stealer. What kind of a Soul Stealer is that? I mean, that is no Soul Burst to just deal a lot of damage. It's just completely redundant. And down goes Tidy Maru. The Babael's already addressing this game. And also Revenant dead. And seems like Fate's gonna try and put forth this kill on MOA. MOA, unfortunately, is gonna survive. Fortunately for him, of course, and that's a Legion team is going to pursue matter on the mid lane. Of course, they can still go back and get Kong. Kong right now is about 15% health. They jumped a little bit too early, despite having a water side there. So it's all because of a lack of communication, man. Air quality is really bad here in Southeast Asia.
You mean the air quality?
Oh yeah, I don't mean his team, man. What were you thinking? But anyway, they are still bad in this game, and yeah, I'm just gonna say that they are bad because that was really pathetic. What the hell was Soul Stealer doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the thing is, Soul Stealer went a little bit too ahead and... Wait, what was that? Oh, okay, never mind. I'm insane. I didn't know that Simple Rage has no effect. Did you actually see that?
Yeah, or who?
On Pebbles. He activated the
Pebbles?
Yeah. There was some effect there. I don't know. I think that's the first time I saw it. But yeah, anyway, so... They are probably gonna, they're gonna win this game because, you know, they just... got completely steamrolled. They lost Kong. They
Oh
lost
god.
lanes. Actually, they were winning. Like I think they were winning like mid and bottom, but they couldn't find anything after that. So it's really really unfortunate for them.
It is just goddamn unfortunate. Meanwhile, right now, it seems like Storm's gonna win the first game, and that's gonna be a really good game. But do know that it's a best of 3 series, so we will have a concrete winner. Unlike most of the round robin stages, I know that most of the viewers hate that. I mean, who likes to have a cliffhanger anyway? So that said, we'll be actually back with Game 2 real soon. We'll be actually talking to you guys. So do chill around and let us know what you think. We'll be able to respond quickly as well. And myself and Larcms, we are also going to try and get a little bit of a live update with the rest of this tournament and see who else has lost the first game. But that being said, we're going to wait for the info of Game 2. Larcms, anything you'd like to say right now?
I just like to say that I'm coming down with a cold that is getting worse for some reason when I was casting the game. So hopefully people mind. It's gonna sound really sexy in like the next couple of minutes or hours of casts. But yeah, seems like they're in fact even gonna invite us to the game. We're probably gonna jump into game number 2 really really quickly here. But yeah, I mean despite the fact that Emperor didn't have the best start in the game, eventually he caught back up on farm, got all the items he needed. I mean, got most of the items that he actually needed to win the team fight. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just do a little bit of recon for you guys. So I'll let Babel talk for a bit.
Alright, that's great. So that's it. I'm gonna show you guys the live bracket. There we go, and it's gonna be updated real soon. Don't worry about it. I still know that there is no score on that yet. But that said, I actually am doing a little bit of one-man productions. For all you guys who have missed out our cast before, we are Epic Gaming Television, and we are Legion, of course. I know for sure. That's just messing with you. But that said, we are a pretty new group of Southeast Asian casters that's looking to cast both HoN, Strife, as well as some of the other games as well. But that said, if you have any match that you like us to cast, do let us know on our Facebook page, and that's where you can go to. The Facebook page link is already on the stream, and you can nicely click on that one to just let us know of your interests as well. I have seen some some demands for us to just cast on the competitive NAEU HoN matches. We want to do those as well, but we want to know what time they are and at least get an official invite, because tournament matches, they are just so hard to get a proper kind of invite official stuff. It is a bit difficult because they are a little bit just stingy as to who gets the invite, because it is still after a tournament. They are afraid of ghosting and stuff like that. But we are a neutral party and we'll stay neutral. So game 2 actually gonna be up real soon, man. And that's it. Gonna end this nice little local recording that I have. By the way, thank you for watching, guys.